Definitely the hardest part about this so far is my arms, because you don't want to do a bad job, right? This is Simple Living with Biata, and I'm building our home from scratch with no experience. And it's been a crazy year and a half, from developing our land, building a driveway, clearing over an acre, starting our homestead, starting our foundation, building a septic bed, building a shed, and now we're here. This is the year that I'm building our home. This is the foundation series part 3. So if you missed part 1 and part 2, you can head back 2 weeks, but I put up the form boards, put in the stakes, squared it, and now I have to do the bracing. The concrete's gonna be coming up to about here. And so I'm gonna put the bracing right where these two boards meet so that both the top and the bottom have support. Definitely the hardest part about this so far is my arms, and digging these holes is taking forever and it's making me sore. Whew. There we go. I've only gotten half of one side done, and it's not even fully done because I still have to slam a 2x4 in the ground to connect the bottom of the brace to. But I'm hoping the other sides will go a lot more quickly because they have a little bit more of a slope to them around the outside edges. So I'm hoping I won't have to dig so many holes. I've run out of the free stakes that I got from Home Depot. Now to cut some more, I'm gonna cut them shorter this time because I definitely don't need the amount of length that I had for each of them. That's better. It's snowing. At least it's pretty. There's a couple of ways that you can brace your form boards to make it super strong for concrete. The one way that I saw was that they were hammering the braces directly into the earth on an angle and just attaching them to the form boards. The second way is what I'm doing. I'm just putting up the braces, but I'm not done yet. I need to hammer in another 2x4 at the base of the brace so that it has something to hold on to, or else it's not actually being braced by anything. So it's time to cut some more stakes. As a lot of you know, growing up, I was a competitive swimmer, so I don't shy away from physical labor. I was in the pool 7 days a week, working my butt off. And one of the things that I really struggled with was my electrolytes, because a lot of the electrolyte drinks had food coloring in them and had a lot of sugar in them, and I've always been very health conscious, and I wanted to share this with you today because I wish I knew about this when I was a 13-year-old needing extra electrolytes. And I think it's just as important being out here at the property working my butt off. And that brings us to today's sponsor, Element. Element is a super tasty electrolyte drink with everything you need and nothing that you don't. So that means no artificial colors and no sugar. Because I didn't know there was a natural alternative, I was drinking way too much water and not feeling like I was ever hydrated, which means I wasn't getting enough electrolytes. It contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio, which is 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Element can help prevent and reduce headaches, fatigue, muscle spasms, sleepiness, which are all common signs of electrolyte deficiency. Who knew? I just needed more electrolytes. I've honestly just been feeling so much better. I cannot recommend it enough. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 packets of Element, and you get to try all of the different flavors. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Biata. That's DRINKLMNT.com/Biata, which is linked in my description and in the pinned comment below to get your free sample pack with any order. If anyone's wondering why I didn't use 2x4s along here, this is why. It's really hard to hammer in This isn't even a full 2x4 into gravel. And I don't even have to be accurate over here, whereas over here, I had to be accurate. Okay, time to go get my daughter from school, buy more wood for bracing, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. So I got some more wood so I can get all of the bracing secure. Now I'm going to cut the wood and basically hustle my butt off for the rest of the day. It's going to take a while to get these stakes in the ground. Oh wait, but first I need to change the blade on this miter saw. What the heck is going on with this miter saw? Is this normal for there to be such like a big gap here? I read all of your comments stating that I had the wrong size of blade for my miter saw. The issue is that all 12-inch blades have a 1-inch hole for the arbor, so I had to buy a spacer to take it from 5/8 of an inch to 1 inch, and it hasn't come in yet, so I bought this 10-inch blade that had the 5/8 of an inch hole. It's fixed, it works, and now it's time to get all of these stakes cut. Oh, that's so nice. I could have saved myself a lot of work and just stacked these here to begin with rather than throwing them on the ground, but we got here. All right, I need to charge this battery up, so I'm gonna start staking some of these into the ground and let the battery charge. That's not working at all. So this side with the shorter and smaller stakes is doing a great job. It's barely moving. This side is wobbling a lot more. I'm gonna have to cut some bigger, deeper stakes, unfortunately. The sun is coming out. Oh, it's so beautiful. You'll notice before I start screwing the screws in, I'm pushing or pulling on the form boards to line them up with the string line. And I'm pushing them a little bit further than the string line so that when the concrete pushes against the boards, it can push them back a little bit. Last one. And we're done. What do you think? This is the living room where you're standing right here. Living room overlooking our wetlands. Well, that is it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny morning and it's gonna get up to 13 degrees today, which I'm so excited about. And my concrete guy named Kyle and hopefully his dog Moose are gonna come today and check out my form boards. Make sure they're strong enough for the day that he comes and helps with pouring concrete. And by helping me, I mean I'm hiring him to do it and I get to work with him for the day. It's hard to believe that there's still a month's worth of work left to do before I can even pour concrete. I have to put in the insulation, the vapor barrier, the rebar, the mesh, and the in-floor heating, and then I have to get a machine in for our wood boiler. So I have to clear that area and make sure that it's level and bring in gravel. So there is a lot of work to do still. It's kind of overwhelming, but if you just take it one day at a time and focus in the present moment and actually enjoy the work that you're doing, it takes some of that stress away. At the end of the day, we will eventually have a home. The next thing to do is just double check all of the gravel spots. Make sure that the bottom of the haunch, which is the part that goes down and is the deepest with concrete, is 16 inches wide. I'm gonna go around, measure, and mark it all with spray paint so that I can adjust if the haunch is too big or too small.
Spots like this are gonna cost me a lot of money and concrete, so I'm just gonna come in here and fill this in with some more gravel. And spots like this, where the line comes up the hill, I need to pull the gravel back. Looks like Kyle's here.
As strong?
That's strong.
Rocks everywhere. Thank you.
Hey.
I'm happy to report that Kyle said the foundation is super strong, and he said it's better than most of the contractors he's worked with who have done their own forms. I always love hearing that. It's literally the best feeling. He said it's strong enough that we won't need backfill around it too. He said I did a phenomenal job. So I'm really happy because you don't want to do a bad job, right? So I phoned him. I asked him, tips and tricks on how to do my form boards, and he gave me all that information. I followed what he said to do. So I'm really happy. They're super strong. And now it's time to start insulating.
I'm gonna need to find my X-Acto knife. I might have to do one sheet at a time. So I need R10 insulation all on the bottom of the foundation and up the sides, and it needs to all be taped together. This stuff is blinding. Highly recommend not getting something shiny silver, or at least don't install it on a sunny day.
All right, I've done the easy part. Now comes the hard part, all of the pipes and all of the slopes.
Literally, what am I supposed to do here? Do I cut these? It's probably the best bet. It would definitely be easier to spray foam insulate a foundation like this.
And the rebar delivery is finally here, ready to go for next week.
Perfect. We've got the last piece. Well, the last piece up here, that is. I have to do all of the haunches. So I got most of the insulation in, but I did not get the haunches insulated. Unfortunately, I chatted with too many people today. I should have been able to get it done, but I didn't, and that's just life. I'll have to come back this weekend, so I'll see you then. Good morning. It is time to finish the insulation.
It is time to insulate the haunches. This is a little bit of a different process because there's going to be lots of tiny cuts. I'm basically measuring out the bottom of the haunch and cutting it with an X-Acto knife. I feel like this is one of those processes where you have to learn as you go to figure out what is the most efficient way to get things done.
The weather has been a little bit tricky to manage. It rained all weekend. It's now Monday morning, and I really wanted to get here for the weekend to finish up doing the haunches. But that's life. That's weather. I don't have to deal with negative 30 temperatures anymore. Just have to deal with the rain. And my daughter reminded me the other day that rain is a good thing. We get to have plants and trees, and they need to grow and they need rain. So working in the rain today is not ideal. I don't think I'm gonna be able to tape anything, but it's supposed to rain all week. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I at least need to get the insulation down. I've been here for 2.5 hours. I got the haunches insulated, but I'm so soaked and everything around here is wet. I've gone through 3 pairs of construction gloves, so I'm gonna have to tape it all next week. There is so much left to do to get everything ready for concrete. So join me for the rest of this foundation series. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's a huge help to me and my family. And be sure to check out Element, linked in my description and in my pinned comment below. We're getting closer. It's super exciting. And with that, I will see you next week.